Run it, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my been ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been better. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed in heaven, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it an FT to get them when they're in hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities and never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no wins. Yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen. Putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground.
What's going on, man? Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. I know my camera ain't up yet, and I don't even know if I'm gonna turn it on because I'm gonna try to make this a quick one. I got stuff to do. But happy Friday. I almost canceled it, man. I almost didn't go on today, but I said nah. Gonna keep it pushing, baby. We're gonna keep on pushing. So I'm jump on here. Tired as all get out, dealing with a lot like everybody. Everybody going through dealing with something. But your boy over here looking like a roasted thumb, just tired. Yeah, I ain't beat my face or nothing. I ain't where I want to be right now. So we just gonna have this conversation real quick, and let me get to speaking to everybody. As y'all can tell, by the thumbnail and the title, the direction I wanted to take this whole conversation. But let me speak to some family, and then we're gonna get into the whys of yeah. I'll get to that in a minute. Psalm 146, Home and Garden. What's going? Welcome in. Family man, what's good, my guy? Much love to you and the family. She said, "What's up, sister?" Yes. Better get in here and enjoy yourself. Blue Lotus Vibes. What's going on? How you doing, Blue Lotus Vibes? Unbiased LLC. What's poppin', family? Coming on here in a couple of hours. 3:30 Central Standard Time. That's Texas time. Yes. Hashtag Purple Patch Crew. She said Facebook and phone calls and messages are still down. And I'm glad you said that, she said, because that alone and the impact that I'm seeing it have on people. I personally ain't been on Facebook in over a decade. I have no clue. Like, damn it, 6-7 years ago, I went to go delete my accounts and stuff, my account, and it was different. Like, you had to have messengers separate from this, and I didn't even recognize it back then. But we're gonna talk about that in a minute, very briefly as well. Nikki, what's going on? The everyday life of an OCD chick. What's good, my sister? Tack. Speaking out the fence. What up, family? How you doing? Tamika Davis. Girl, you better get in here and enjoy yourself. Jason. Who? What's good, bro? Welcome in. Wherever she at. Hey, Shanna. Deborah Garrett, how you doing, young lady? Welcome in. Aston 85, how you doing, family? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Yes, indeed. Bud Files, Bud family, what's going on, y'all? How you doing? Teagsy, what's good, man? How you doing, my sister? Welcome in, Teagsy. Welcome in. And by the way, shout out to Odoms. What's going on, Odoms Homestead? How you doing, bro? Man, shout out to Planet Garden TV and challenge that he got going, man, the hashtag, I gotta look at the hashtag. It's hashtag herb HEC Grow Challenge. Man, there's so many people that enter that thing. One of the last ones I got to see yesterday was the everyday life of an OCD chick. I saw her entry. I saw Hands in the Dirt entry. I saw some people that I didn't even know. I wasn't even connected with. So not only is it a great idea and a fun event, bring people together as well. So that's what's up. And if I haven't heard about it, it's the Plant a Garden TV Herb Grow Challenge. The deadline was the first of this month. So yeah, I mean, even if you don't get in officially, I think it's still good and fun to grow your own herbs, because most herbs are in fact medicine. They sure live. Uh, Hold on, let me see. Trying to read some. I see something in the chat. I see something in the chat. um, let's see. Who was that? That was Tack. Tack said, she said put hashtag HBIC in the chat so I can subscribe to your channel. Tack, the hashtag ain't work like that no more, bro. The thing is, as soon as I get some mods in here, if any mods do come in, I'll get them to drop. She said, uh, uh, page, because she can be a little hard to find sometimes. Odom says send you them roots, bruh. You sure can. You got my email. You know my email. It's AfricanDreaming@gmail.com. We'll link up and discuss everything. We got each other's info, email info. So who else off in here? Topeka Davis, what's going on, family? And Design with Emma. Hey, Miss Emma, how you doing? Yeah, better get in here and enjoy yourself, Miss Emma. I ain't gonna be on here long, y'all. I know my camera ain't up. Been a busy day, long day. Some of my old man issues, bones and joints and injuries and stuff, and dealing with life like everybody else, so it'll get a little bit tedious. But nonetheless, let me get to what and a few other things I want to talk about before we get into that. Y'all be looking out for pretty soon here. Shout out to everybody who already got their tickets for Crawfish Kickback 2024. I'm gonna run that commercial here in a little bit. Uh, yeah, because just look out for, we will be making mention of some final details, and we'll be discussing just when African Dreaming, Pieces of April, Big Rooster Show, Taurus Brain, and Unbiased LLC get together. We will definitely let y'all know all the details. The question, we're gonna have another Q&A. The 15th is rolling up quick, y'all. April 15th is the deadline to purchase your tickets at the current, and it's gonna be an extra 10 on it at the door. And registration set up, all the information is being dropped in the chat by now. It helps us plan so much more effectively when we have come back. Can y'all hear me? Nah, it ain't my internet. It is not my internet. It's this doggone StreamYard, and I don't know what y'all been dealing with, but it's been glitchy all morning. It's not an internet issue. It's the streaming service issue. Uh, YouTube. I can't speak for everybody because I don't know what y'all working on. If you even been on here like that, but YouTube been glitchy for me. I mean, like hella glitchy. StreamYard been glitchy all morning. I've actually reset once I decided I was gonna go ahead and go on. I've had to reset StreamYard twice. Um, no internet issues. All my other stuff is playing fine, working fine. But when it comes to YouTube, StreamYard, and some other stuff I was working on, it's just tripping for whatever reason. Hey, Coach Mary, how you doing? How you doing, Coach Mary? Uh, yeah, that's right, Aston. It's the same date. That's why we set that because it'd probably be a reminder for folks. Um, I hope I didn't miss nobody else coming in, but doggone forgot right where what I was. Oh, yeah, as far as the crawfish kickback, it helped. Be looking for us to do another Q&A live soon. To just kind of have another Q&A, answer questions, put out some new information. Uh, how we gonna? We really for the vendors that are interested in coming, and I ain't gonna go too far into it because a lot of the information can. Hey, Tanya S. A lot of the information can be made more clear, especially from Unbiased LLC, somebody who is a crafter, who is a sewer, who is a seamstress, and everything else. Uh, can probably answer questions as far as the vendor side of it goes with more clarity than I could myself. So y'all just keep your eyes out for it and be in anticipation of that. I am gonna run that commercial here in a minute, but I got to get to what she said earlier, talking about the Facebook, talking about the the messenger, the phone, like a lot of people who we have. Everybody don't do it. That's right. Let me put this up on the screen. Big Rooster Show, Friday night. Right there. Big Rooster Show, Friday night Q&A session. So y'all be looking forward to that on Big Rooster Show. This Friday is going down. We will have our second Q&A as the time grows near, because before you know it, it's going to be May 24th through the 26th. It's going to be up on us before you know it. So if you're really interested in coming, please go fill out the registration form. The link is in the chat. Please go ahead and purchase your tickets, and make sure you over at Big Rooster Show this Friday for the Q&A. Now, even though I originally wanted this live to be about kind of what you will and won't eat, as far as what you will and won't eat, because we all got something. Even me, and y'all know I eat damn near anything. What's up, Hands in the Dirt? By the way, if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw on this over on this page, cancellation won't be a wind down Wednesday tomorrow night. You know, we always trying to shout out and show love to Hands in the Dirt, Nikki, the Everyday Life of an OCDist chick, and Bougie Prepper for they wind down Wednesday every Wednesday night. But if I remember correctly, I think he said he not doing one. They not doing one this week, because if y'all see that little man he got with him, he getting pawpaw time in. He's spending time with family and grandbabies, and I don't even know if that's the reason, but whatever. I hope everything all good, bro. And we look forward to seeing y'all next week. Frugal Mama, what's going on? Better get in here and enjoy yourself, young lady. Welcome in, Texas family. Wellness with Frugal Mama. So, even though I wanted the conversation to be on, in, around, and about that, I gotta tell y'all, this whole, what's up, 755 Media? Now, I'm not into I'm not into it. Also, I don't like cilantro and lemongrass. Damn, Jason, you ate too many MRE, boy. You had way too many MREs. Now you don't like cilantro and lemongrass. Them two of the best things I never put in my mouth, especially on a lovely taco. And a nice hot cup of lemongrass, fresh lemongrass tea. Yes, indeed. But look here. So I'm seeing the impact that again, no issues with the internet, but YouTube been glitchy. Doggone StreamYard then froze up twice. Everything else in the house still fine. Our TV's going, everything else. Love and Live show. What's up, family? How y'all doing? Everything else playing fine, but StreamYard, uh, this thing I'm on right now, YouTube, then had to try to upload something about 3, 4, 5 times. Uh, hey, Jay the Motivator, what's going on, bro? Man, it's good to see you, family. Good to see you. Yes, indeed. Love and Live show. It's good to see everybody in here. It really put me in the mindset of wondering, and I'm asking myself, for the creators, for the people who like that's their main platform, just like YouTube is my main platform. Hey, official J Mill, how you doing, baby? Better get in here and enjoy yourself. How is that impacting people? I mean, if you really think about it, wasn't it just last week? Wasn't it just last week that AT&T? But when you think about how many companies are actually under AT&T, all these little other stuff, T-Mobile, this and that, all of that, about 30% of the country didn't have adequate phone service for a doggone day and a half. And it's been other stuff before that. And now you got everything that's going on with Meta that impacts Instagram, Facebook, this, that, and oh, thank you, Miss Emma. I ain't see. Thank you so much, Miss Emma. I appreciate that love. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. All that love. Let me get Miss Emma right real quick. Y'all, we starting to phase out some stuff, and it's gonna be some changes, excuse me, to the channel. We doing them incrementally, but we gonna go and get Miss Emma right one more again. I appreciate you putting that money in the chat, Miss Emma. Thank you, young lady. Yes, indeed. All right, let's get back over here. And I mean, you know, it's people out here who make a living off of that, and if it's not completely they living, there is a substantial amount of their income that comes from the way that they work online, using these social media platforms, using the Facebooks of the world and the Instagrams of the world and the so on and so forth, right? So hey, Sweet Pea, Pieces of April got okay. The event tick, she dropping it again about the crawfish kickback. And again, y'all, Friday night, Freestyle Friday is where we will have the next Q&A session for information regarding the crawfish kickback. But it's some people out here I've been seeing today who on everywhere from YouTube to TikTok and other places where they like, hey y'all, it's really like crazy over here because I do this every day and this is how I make my living. Now y'all know I don't count people. I ain't pocket watching nobody. I don't count other people coins, nothing like that. But YouTube done went down a couple of times, and I can't help but wonder if it's making other people see what I see, which is how damn fragile this whole thing is. With all of the technology and conveniences we have, I can't help but notice how fragile everything is at the same doggone time. Because none of us are really in control if you think about it. I know I'm supposed to be talking about eating wild game and eating wild meat. And like Jason said onions and cilantro and lemongrass and stuff. I know hands in the dirt, he can't stand onions neither. Odoms can't stand onions. A whole bunch. I get it. You still live and survive and be just fine. without them kind of thing. But it's people, when I say picky eaters, I have come across some extremely, extremely picky eaters. And to each their own, I ain't getting in no grown folk business. But I can't help but notice that luxury is only accommodated by environment. I'm gonna say that one more time. That luxury is only accommodated via your environment. I don't think that 50 or 60 years ago, I'll just go back to 50, 60 years. Ray, what's going on, my brother? Ray, official. Better get in here and enjoy yourself, bro. And that is, hey, my man said it right there. They ain't been hungry enough. They ain't been hungry enough. I'm not talking about little bitty stuff like, I get it, because some people, cilantro tastes like licorice to them. It's true. It's been scientifically proven that some people taste receptors just process in their brain a different way. But I can't help but notice if people notice I can't help but wonder if people notice what I'm noticing, where I'm looking around, and it seems like every handful of days or every week, something that people rely on for their livelihood, And I'm not just saying they get on here and just create content, or they just Instagram models, and you know what I'm saying? Shit, if you want to toss your BBL around, baby, go make that money. That's your business. I can either look at it or not look at it. But I think about people like the Unbiased of the world, Unbiased LLC. Not only does she have an amazing doggone YouTube channel and platform, she also Instagram, she's also TikTok, she also this. But one thing that could keep somebody like that going is they got real tangible products that they use to promote and push their business outside of if all of this stuff just come crashing down. I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Now, I was never into it heavy. I damn sure wasn't no content creator back then. But I remember I just woke up one day and Vine was gone. Do y'all remember Vine? Vine was kind of like how it was the original shorts thing. It was kind of like TikTok before TikTok. Well, I think so, because I didn't care about none of them back then. But y'all remember just waking up one day and it was gone? Vine was gone. And it's like you got literally over 1 billion uploads and people done been doing this and making money and all, and then all of a sudden, bam, it's just gone. I've encouraged people. I've heard other people encourage people. I think a reasonable and prudent man or woman would start, especially if you good and grown, would start asking yourself, what do I do if all of this just go away? What's up, Happy Mac? What's going on, family? What's going on? Ray's still in here. I hope I ain't missing nobody. Jay said some of the best food out there literally in them woods. Hell, that's how I came across Hands in the Dirt. Damn, two plus years ago. Watching hunting videos. I'm sitting in Africa wishing I had some backstrap or something. Could be out hunting and came across him. The rest is history. I said all that to say, I'm starting to think that it's more than a coincidence. It's done got to a point where it's a little bit more than a doggone coincidence that every other week or every other day, something is going down. I don't know what people call, if it's cyber attacks. I don't know if it's internal issues. I don't know if it's this or if it's that. I don't know what it is, but I know what it ain't. It ain't working. That's what it ain't doing. It ain't working when people need it to work. And if your livelihood centered around it, even if it's just enough to pay your internet and get you a bottle of water and a cup of canned sardine, hell, it's yours. It's your money. You done earned it, but it's getting to where everything's so damn finicky, you really can't rely on none of this stuff the way you used to. And I'm going to admit it. I know some people might be like, well, I wasn't relying on it no way, but there are content creators out here who making some doggone good money and their lives are attached to these platforms because either that's all they do full time or it's how they help promote and push their other businesses. What going on, Cooking Vibe with Anne Marie Love? How you doing? Anne Marie, send me 17 toothpaste and three balls of game. And y'all really got to check out Anne Marie. Now I see her heavy over on the TikTok machine and over here on YouTube when she cooking. But I'm gonna tell y'all this: my auntie used to do that. My auntie used to do that. You can walk in the store with the couponing people with $37. That's all you got, $37, and you walk in there and you don't spend but three of your $37, and you leave with 5 big gains of washing powder, 20 toothpaste, some shea butter, and maybe a box of crackers. I still don't understand the math behind it. Y'all go check out because she do good breakdowns on what the hell going on. Because I don't always get it. But she buy it. She show you the register and everything. G Mama grows hard in the garden. How you doing, young lady? You better get in here and enjoy yourself. Yeah. Make sure I ain't miss nobody. Okay. John 74. I hope I spoke. I think I see John in here. Now, what I am gonna do, because we 27 minutes in, I'm gonna try to keep this one to about an hour. But I'm gonna do something I hadn't planned on doing, whether I put my camera on or not, is I'm gonna drop the link to give anybody who an opportunity to because it was just supposed to be about talking about wild game. I get it, man. Everybody ain't finna eat squirrels and rabbits and stuff and deer and wild hogs and all of that stuff, and people don't have the capacity or the comfortability to get out there and skin no animal. I completely get that. So I ain't tripping. To each their own. But I will say this. I don't know why folks not thinking about just being ready for whatever can come, whatever can happen. And I'm trying to put it in the most rational, not over the top, alarmist, pull your hair on fire type thing. I'm just saying, damn, it ain't no guarantees that from just here on out indefinitely, with all the people we know, the community we done built and all of this, I look forward to seeing people certain times a week. I know Hands and them gonna come on Wednesdays. I know Unbiased gonna come on Tuesdays and do pop-ups. I know I'm gonna see Anne Marie. Hell, if I'm ever open over on TikTok, I know on the TikTok machine, I know I'm probably gonna see Anne Marie and the Butt Files and a whole bunch more of y'all. I know Rooster gonna come on Fridays. Frugal Mama gonna be up before the chicken wake up every Monday through Friday, stretching and working. I know that. Can y'all imagine all of that just going away? And then you just don't know how nobody doing, where they at, if they okay, if they all right. Now these social media platforms is one thing, but damn, when your phones don't stay on good, and who still got a damn landline? Answer me that. Only person I really know from the YouTube space, I know there's a community out there. I don't really be into it that often, but I know Bougie Prepper and got her FCC and radio license and stuff. Y'all might want to start looking into some ham radios or something, or long range something. I see you up here. Let me get back. Let me see you one more time, man. You ain't got to do the Dougie for. There you go. I just want, what I'm saying, because people will put danglings up there. All right, you good, bro. You good. Let me add this young man to the stage. I say good day, sir.
What's going on, big bro? How you be?
Man, I'm doing great and hoping to get better. How you doing?
Excellent topic, sir. Excellent topic.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
the
no, please go ahead. Go ahead.
the way I feel about it is, no matter what the subject matter, as adults, we all do well to be prepared for whatever may come. So, like Hands in the Dirt was saying earlier, you know, it may be a time where the only thing you got is that deer running across that field. Because HEB and all of these other places are closed. They ain't got nothing. So
Right.
I'm just saying I like wild game. So we're gonna make it work. You take that little pew pew and get what you need and call it a day. We all eat dinner.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I know how many people are far removed. Hey, what's going on, Rio's family? I seen somebody speaking of Rachel Gardner, Gardner Rachel, 755 still in here. And Joe, everybody saying how good it is to see you. I ain't seen you in a minute. So it's really a blessing to have you up here, man.
I'm glad to be here, big bro. Glad to be here and good to see everybody in the chat.
Now, with you being a tech guy, what how do you feel is it just coincidental because you understand depths of that's literally what you do. You make systems operate and operate effectively and efficiently. With all these recent incidents going on with technology and this shutting down and then that shutting down, I'm just gonna open it up to you. You could take the conversation in whichever direction you want. But is it beyond the coincidence at this point, or are these just glitches that come with living in our day and age?
I'm gonna say it's a little bit of both. Because
Mm-hmm.
ultimately all technology is created by imperfect people. So there's that inherent
Mm-hmm.
glitch factor that already exists. But just like in the real world, where people are finding ways to take advantage of others so that they can get ahead in life, that is becoming more and more
Yeah.
popular in the technology field. So there are people that are trying to create situations where things go down because in one way or another they make money off of that said event.
Right. Right. Um. Now my brother elaborated on that about as accurately as you could in the most PC way possible. What it sounded like to me, he said in layman's terms, technology already has the potential to be. If I may paraphrase, sir,
Yes, sir,
technology
Bob.
already has, yeah, to be glitchy because it comes with it because it's built by imperfect people, but also the design of our infrastructure. And when I say our, I'm talking about globally and locally. You got people out there with the know-how who know how to wreak havoc in certain environments and systems just because they can.
So in one of my favorite terms, ditto. Yeah, that is exactly true.
Yeah,
And and that's the thing. We're in an age where everybody is trying to step over everybody to get ahead, and that doesn't exclude the
hmm,
technology field. And as great as technology is, the opportunity for us to communicate from Tanzania all the way to good old North Carolina, and now from Texas to North Carolina, is amazing. But
right.
there's just that
It is.
inherent issue. The numbers of identity theft and all of these other things that are going up, and we get used to having things like currency without physically being able to touch it, which means that ultimately
Right.
we don't have it because we can't touch it.
Right.
So,
Right.
so I mean, hey, you think about how many times do we go online to check our balance with the bank? Suppose the bank servers go down.
Mm,
How do we know that what we
right.
had when it was up, we still have when it's down? Because we can't check it. So I just think that ultimately having the ability to get your own food without having to go somewhere and buy it packaged is not a bad thing.
I love how you segued that into that, man. Perfect segue. Hey, One
Yes,
Strong
sir.
Adventures and the Virginia Bushcrafter. Young men, y'all better get in here and enjoy yourself. Now, you said something interesting, bro. Like we all do that. That's one of the first things I do in the morning. You check your account, make sure you ain't been, you know what I'm saying, got,
Mm-hmm.
and or see if there's not any fraudulent or delinquent activities on your banking account. But something profound you just said that I don't think people get because societally we've been so we've grown accustomed to it. But I remember back when cash was king, like having actual
Yes.
physical money. There is a generation of people in my generation and younger who I can't even remember the last time they didn't touch money out of their mouth.
Yes.
Like they don't even touch,
Yes.
especially since 2020 with some of the, you know, issues that happened back then as far as disease and this and people being sick or what have you. It was like, okay, let's just take it all digital. And if you don't physically have it on you, you don't have it. And sometimes I struggle to articulate what I've seen in other countries as far as, again, ATMs being completely shut off, bank
Yes.
doors being closed and stuff. Um, I grow more convinced because of circumstances and situations like this that what you have physically and readily available to you will soon be far more important than all the zeros that you see in your account. Bless you if you're there. You know what I'm saying? If you
Yeah.
got a couple million, congratulations. I'm happy for you. But even if you just 1,000 there, if you wake up one day and see that thousand either ain't worth nothing as far as buying power or it's gone altogether, uh, it's gonna break your heart.
For sure. And
And
and I grew up in that same age where cash was king. And then it got to the point where
mhm,
to prevent robbery and things like that, it was better to put your money in the bank because if somebody got your card, you could just turn your card off. But now you
right,
got people
right.
that are robbing you electronically. So you got to have some type of balance because either way you're gonna get robbed if
Mhm.
you ain't careful.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And you know something, man? The fact that like the laws really don't. I spoke. Shout out to Lead Farmer 73. When we talked the other day, this kind of came up a little bit, and the laws have not caught up with the technology. So
Yes.
even though you can have FDIC and all of these other things set in place now, last time I had an incident, my bank took pretty good care of me. Everything was fixed fairly quickly, but you know that's not the case for everybody, and you don't have the protection that you think you would have because laws are set in place. You kind of on your own out here, man.
For sure, for sure. And huge shout out to Lead Farmer 73 for sure. Um, but I'm gonna tell you,
Yeah.
part of the problem too is the way this whole thing is set up. The people that are taking advantage of you electronically know the laws with which they can use to take advantage of you electronically, or like you mentioned, the lack of laws that exist. So I can come at you this way, and nothing's really in place that says you shouldn't have done this or you shouldn't have done that, or an efficient way to handle me quickly. So
Right.
you got identity theft is growing so much. You got people that are literally
Yes.
walking around being other people with debit cards, credit cards, driver's license, passport, the whole 9 yards. And me, I'm over here in North
Yep.
Carolina just trying to make a living and have some bread to put on my table.
Exactly. 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 Um, TX Lala said, "I don't shop anywhere. I can't use my iPhone to pay." That's what I'm talking about. Look, that's the era we in, man. TX Lala just going around tapping. She just tapping. All I gotta do is $500 on care tap, $300 on care tap. But no, I'm just messing with Lala. But even with my bank situation that I had a few months ago, now I personally do use RFID protectors or whatever, and me and April sat down numerous times trying to figure out who, what, when, where, and why. And the only thing that I can think of is something as simple as a scanner, a reader.
Yeah.
Because if you have an RFID chip in your banking device, which your card is a device, somebody could. I mean, it happens in airports all the time. It happens in, after being in Tanzania for a while, we didn't frequent the more like touristy areas for
Hmm.
safari and all of that stuff. We didn't really go to those places, but when you do, that was always on the back of my mind because there are so many people who have the technology and capability to just walk past you and basically take everything about your life, either from your
Yep.
phone or from your bank card. So could you speak to that, Mr. Tech, sir? Please and thank
Oh,
you.
most definitely, most definitely, and that's one of the reasons why I have the knockoff version of the Ridge wallet because I don't have enough money for the Ridge wallet, but it's got the built-in. It's got the built-in RFID protectors on it, so that it's difficult for somebody to get that information, as opposed to the classic dad leather wallet trifold that you put in your back pocket. Um, but
Hmm.
the other thing that I saw on TV recently, or maybe I saw it online, I can't remember where, but someone actually designed a cover to go over the ATM checkout joint at like a convenience store or a grocery store. So you're
Right.
using that cover and you're putting in your information and it's going to the bank and but at the same time they sniffed that information, so now they've got it too. And
Yeah.
then from there you're done.
Yeah. And man, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about raggedy bits of I mean some of these contraptions that they put on some of your gas machines when you pumping gas at some of the convenience stores or uh, it's a little bit more difficult at grocery stores because so many cameras and so much observation, but even fake covers on ATM machines and some of the walk-in little room tellers where it's like four or five of
Hmm.
them, man, they look identical. They look identical to the actual real ATM machine. And people putting in their card, as you said, their card and their information. And yeah, it still might go through as a transaction, but they skimming. They skimming.
Hmm.
They skimming. If they don't hit you all the way out, they literally taking $4, $5 a week, and you wondering what is this and where is it coming from and why is this happening? And this is just where we at, bro. This is just where we.
And
Oh, go ahead.
you're exactly right, big bro. And I just wanted to mention that for those that are adequately prepared in a situation like that, you can still go out and get you a rabbit and you can cook that thing up. There is a video on this channel about said thing. Um, so if you haven't watched that video, I would encourage you to go and check that video out because I personally watched it and I personally enjoyed it. And I literally wanted to try to find me a Bugs Bunny, but I was at work and I couldn't. So I'm just I'm just saying it's one of
I
those
appreciate it.
things. Yes, sir. You know it, big bro. Um, but when you start talking about, because all of this boils down to the title of your live stream, survival. It's all
Yeah,
about survival. Whether it's will you eat deer to survive? Will you eat rabbit? Will you will you eat bear, moose, goat, whatever? Are
right,
you willing to
right.
do that to survive? And it's the same thing with technology. Knowing what is out here, you gotta move smart so that you can survive.
Yeah, and I think it went from in my age group and on up. First off, there's a lot of people more adequately equipped and technologically savvy than myself. Hey, gardening is great, but the
Hey,
comment I
fam.
just had up there that G Mama had, she said she saw a video of a man just sitting wherever he was, mall, airport, wherever, just reading people bank information as they walk by. Y'all,
Yeah.
this is the thing. And for anybody who has traveled extensively, and for all my people who like to, I'm not putting this on these countries, but I'm gonna name a few people going to Dubai, people going to Jamaica, people going wherever they go. No one place is worse than the other because they all have the same types of people. You having a good time and you have no clue how wide open you are.
Yep.
Uh, I think that it's uh, how can I put this? From the technology standpoint, I think it's time for people to reevaluate how much the world is changing and has changed. And some of us may need to have conversations with our parents. Some of us may need to have conversations with our grandparents. Uh, some of the most heavily targeted demographics, and start getting them to really think about how vulnerable and sensitive all of this stuff is. Because 10 or 15 years ago, it was more of a moral or ethics issue. I ain't getting on no social media. I ain't finna put all them folk in my business. I ain't finna do that. But now in 2024, you can't get a damn job without an email account. So you out there
Sure.
regardless. No matter you tell me what you can do or have in 2024 that's not gonna plug you into the matrix in some way, shape, or form. And this is where we at. So
You
I think
you're
we gotta
right. You're right. And I'm gonna tell you, one of the things that I do for the entire county is we've purchased a program where I can generate fake emails that are scams. And
mm-hmm.
of course, nothing happens, but it's just to educate and train users that when you get an email that comes in, even if it says that it's from Uncle Bob down the road, look at the whole email address. Because if
Right.
it's from Uncle Bob down the road, why does it end in .uk? Um, you you see, but but these are the kind of things that we got to be on guard because you got to have an email, like you just mentioned, big bro. But at the same time, now having it also puts you at risk if you're not alert and aware.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What's up? What's going on, the educated NASA? What's up, KJ?
Hey, 2 times 5. What's going on, sis? NC
Yeah,
fam in the building.
yeah. And like Ray said, somebody can be sitting on the bench and be scanning everybody that's passing by. And speaking of this conversation, because it's supposed to be about wild game and meat and so on and so forth, which it is, but I don't want y'all to forget, man. I had a discount the other day, but it's back up to the normal price now for $37. I'm telling y'all one more time, for $37. I'm giving a class next month to actually when Big Rooster get this computer together around that same time to learn how to effectively send and receive emails for the low price of $37. And I'm also tossing in a free spam class about what spam is and how you can go look for it. So just keep that in mind.
Hey, we got it. We got to educate one another. Y'all pay that $37. Listen, let
Mhm.
that man teach you so you can go out in that yard and get some good stuff. You know what I mean? You got to upgrade the pew pew. Hey, you got to make that money how you
Right.
make that money.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Now, you know what the downside is? In order for me
What's
to
that?
have a class, they'd have to email me.
Lord have mercy. Ain't that something? Ain't that
But that,
something?
hey, that didn't mean that don't mean they emailed effectively though. So that, but we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
but man, how's everything been going on your end? I know you're busy. Man, we appreciate you taking the time to come through and hang out with us and rock with us. But look here, bro. On a serious tip, on a more serious note, uh, I've heard conversation, and this is again, y'all. This is Jay the Motivator. We all know him as Joseph. Sometimes April and me, he Joseph. Uh, Jay the Motivator, but has a very serious position. This is a serious man with a real serious job. I hear people making uh, inquisitive about grid and infrastructure issues and the vulnerability of our current state. Now, within your comfort level, because I ain't trying to put you out there because you literally, doing what you do right now. But with
For
your
sure.
level of expertise, how do you feel if you don't mind sharing one way or the other? Are things as dilapidated and as open to certain attacks as some of us may think they are things more solid and just good to go, and it's just some teenagers playing on an old Dale somewhere in a park or in a corner?
Well, I will use this analogy. When you are the biggest, you don't think about others coming after you. For so
Mm,
long, this country has been the biggest.
mm,
So there was not a plan. Because when you the bully at school, you don't ever expect anybody to bully you. I'm the bully. And
Top
I'm
of the
not
food
saying
chain.
that, yeah, and I'm not saying the United States is a bully. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that because of society and the luxuries and whatever else you want to call it that have existed in this particular area of the world, the thought of preparing against attack has not existed.
Right.
And it's only recently that people are realizing that it ain't even somebody across the water all the time now. It's some teenage kid in his room because he decided that he want to try to take down a system that now is taking down a system and making money, and now everybody else trying it.
Exactly.
So to answer your question, I'm scared. Just, I mean, hey, it is what it is. So I
Right.
do what I do to take care of my family and to make a living, but at the same time, there should always be a contingency plan. Man, if you ain't got you a shoebox, get you a shoebox and put something in it because you might not have the gas to get to the bank.
Right.
So, I mean, hey, I'm just saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket, and that includes technology too.
Well said, bro. Well said. I think that's an excellent answer, and I hope somebody got something away from it because we are all, myself included, man. Hell, y'all see me on here just as much as y'all on here. We wouldn't see each other if we wasn't on here all the time. I mean, being
Hmm.
a content creator, YouTube is such a part of my life. When we got a long drive or we going to do something, either we'll just talk and catch up. April and myself we'll talk and catch up. We'll listen to some music, do both, or almost out of habit. It's like, oh, it's such and such on. What time is it? And I'll be listening to y'all while I'm working out around here. I'll be listening to y'all while I'm working in the house. It's like it's become a part of me and my everyday life. And we really got to think about it just going away, just completely not being here. Like
Hmm.
that's crazy when you think about it, in my opinion. And as far as not putting all your hey Kim stage her garden her life, and anybody
Hey,
else that's
Ken.
in. I mean, what are we supposed to? We in a real catch 22, y'all, because it's at a point now whether we like it or not, we can't live with it and we can't live without it
Yep.
because you just walk up to your faucet and turn your faucet on, and you just think it's pipes under the house and water just kind of come up through the pipe, baby. Your water that run in your house is tied to a computer and a
Yep.
system, however
Yep.
old it may be or however new it may be. When you walk over to your wall and you flip your light switch, it ain't a big bolt of electricity sitting up under your house to make your house work. It's tied to a system, to a computer that has certain vulnerabilities. And what's up, former Marshall?
What's
Uh,
up?
I
I'm gonna
appreciate.
tell.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna tell you, big bro, what you just said is so true. I got a buddy that used to work for a local water treatment plant, and he actually
Hmm.
took me and little man on a tour of all of the vats and the chemicals and everything that they use, and the entire system that looks over the county of how much water is in this well and how much to
Yeah.
pump here and do this and do that. But it's all so automated that
Yes.
even if you take the automation and the technology out, suppose the guy that works in there in the dark in the middle of the night so you can have water in the morning decides that because Bub and them don't like him or his girlfriend don't like him that he gonna add extra this and that to the water. Now
Right.
everybody's water is contaminated because
Uh huh.
ultimately in this society we depend on others to give us what we need. But
Yep.
if we can learn to be self sufficient in some ways, then when everybody else is depending on somebody else, you can at least say, well, I got this part because I know how to do that.
Exactly. Exactly. And to speak to that, Joe, Jay, there was a recently, I forget, I think it may have been Pennsylvania or something. There was a couple who was having. I see you back there, bro. Yeah, who was
Oh.
having a gender reveal. They were having a gender reveal party, and
Hmm.
they ended up inadvertently contaminating an entire town's water by dyeing it blue. Now it wasn't poisonous. It didn't, it was just blue water. But
Wow.
think about how open that is just based off the example you just used. And y'all, I know everybody looking outside and looking outward for, and I don't even like this word lightly, enemies over here and enemies over there. Y'all better wake the hell up, because some of the calls coming from inside the house, baby. Everybody ain't
Yes.
your friend. Everybody ain't your friend. Man, Sonya Siegler, hey young lady, we got Ray Official. What's up, my brother? How you doing?
Not much. What's going on, J&J?
What's good? What's good?
Nothing much, man. Just sitting back here, listen to you guys while I'm supposed to be working, but you know that it never works out that way. Ray sits there and gets pulled over here to this YouTube all day long.
Yes,
know?
sir.
But hey, like y'all was saying, man, I mean, people don't realize that everything is connected nowadays. You know, everything, just like you're talking about the water plants are all automated, it's all connected. You know, the cell phones, everything, you know, and it's all, majority of this stuff is tied through by fibers, you know,
Yes.
fiber, you know, and that's the thing that people don't realize, you know, if that fiber gets cut, that stuff's going down. And the thing about, because I work in the communications industry, so, you know, with fiber, that's all I do every day, you know, design networks and stuff like that, you know. But the thing is, that fiber gets cut, I mean, shoot, it's not a quick process of getting that stuff back up. You know, and there's so much stuff tied to it. I mean, you know, the cell towers, you know, school systems, everything is connected. You know, everything. And people don't understand that, man. You know, just like this morning, I mean, I'm sure I was with those thousands of people who were sitting there losing their mind thinking they got hacked, you know, because I was on Facebook, I'm changing passwords, I'm calling up people, hey, your Facebook working? You know, Instagram. I mean, I was part of that, man, because we're just connected. We're just so connected to this stuff. You know,
right,
for sure,
right,
for sure. And that's the thing, like even the fiber that we own as a county, we have to mark that whenever anybody does any work, just so that it doesn't get cut, because fiber is so sensitive to the point where it has to be covered in so many other things just for it to exist and not be protected. So when you start talking about that fiber being cut, when they splice that fiber back, that single small strand of glass has to match 100% 360 around in order for it to work. If any light leaks, it won't work. It's just the way it's designed. And I'm gonna tell you, being connected is. Oh, I'm sorry, big bro.
No. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say being connected is a blessing, but being connected also turns you into a sitting duck, because it's just how it works.
It does. It definitely does. Because I mean, that fiber, depending on how that fiber is running, like you know, there's going up most major interstates, you know, there's a fiber connecting you know, these different network hubs and stuff like that together. Let that fiber get cut, it cut out a whole city. You know, a whole city can go down. Even though, you know, they have redundancy, you know, the fiber could be coming, you know, another direction. But most of the time, I mean, fibers that's connected, you know, cities that are, say, you know, 70 miles apart or something like that. Most of the time, it's just one fiber, one large count fiber that's, you know, going from point A to point B, and that get cut. It's knocking a whole lot of stuff down. You know,
and you know, Ray, while I got you and Joe here, man, we've been touching on it, but I wanna see if myself included for a long time was misguided. I think that because so many people see the effectiveness of your cell towers and your cell phones and this and that, I'm glad you mentioned fibers and fiber optic. Now, folk really, I think y'all tell me if I'm wrong, because y'all the tech guys. I see a lot of people living under the assumption that everything is just satellites and it's this and it's that and yada yada. The amount of cable that these men are talking about that's actually running in parallel with your highways, some of them is crossing oceans, some of them is crossing rivers and lakes and stuff. A whole lot of this stuff is just good old fashioned ground wires that's got a hub somewhere, and then they'll continue on. And the vulnerability of this is I don't think people really get that. I think folks living under the impression that everything is just cellular and everything is wireless, but that's at the end of all. They seeing the end results of all of this actual fiber and fiber optics is just crisscrossing all over the doggone planet. Am I wrong?
Well, let me put it to you this way. If one tower can't talk to another tower, how do you have a wireless connection?
Mm-hmm.
You got the towers have to connect back to somewhere. All of that is fiber, and because of the amount of data we use as a society, copper pairs won't cut it anymore. You can't pass that amount of data over a piece of metal. So it has to be fiber because you're traveling at the speed of light and the amount of which data that it can transmit, everything is fiber. So 90% of the things that we use are connected back to a fiber optic line in one way or another.
Hold
Yeah.
on, hold on. Bear with me. I'm trying to clock back in.
No, you good, bro. Take your time. Take your time. John said we must also protect our mental state. We depend on outward stimulation a lot. If that goes away, depression can set in. I will tell you just from what Ray
Sure.
said this morning. This is other. I didn't know Ray was gonna come up here. I just knew right before I started this live that I wanted this to definitely be part of the conversation. Man, it's people out here who really wasn't doing good. Everything that Ray just said, I've heard at least 10 people say that on other social media platforms just this morning. They thought they had been hacked. They calling
Mm-hmm.
people, they changing passwords. They feel empty because this is what they do for a substantial part of their existence. And now all of a sudden it went away in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
that don't
And the
make you
thing,
go ahead, Ray. Go ahead,
oh, I
Ray.
was going, piggyback off of what Jay was saying. These cell towers, yeah, all these cell towers are connected through fiber. Every
Right.
last one of these cell towers, unless you're using, with your cell phone, unless you have one of the satellite phone, yeah, you're
Yeah.
coming off of a cell tower. So if these cell towers go down, then yeah, you got an outage there, And
Yeah.
the same thing, your hospitals and stuff like that. I mean, because that's like, with the company I work for, if say like our fiber goes down or something like that, man, these jokers are charging us like, 10 grand a minute. That's
Wow.
what we have to pay back, 10 grand a minute for that fiber being down because they pay for that redundancy. So we got to have, there's got to be a connection, coming in one direction and connection on the other side just to make sure, that they don't lose service, that the service never drops,
That
And
is
Sure.
it's a lot.
Now,
Man. I'm telling you, it's a lot. And even with me, I mean, I've been in this industry. Well, I'm hitting 20 years next year, But on the fiber side, man, I've only been working with the fiber side for like the last 10 years. And there's a whole lot that I didn't know, And when you learn everything that's being supplied through that fiber, dude, it's scary. It's scary,
Mhm. Absolutely. 755 Media said as cyber hacks become increasingly sophisticated, it's important to stay updated on information to protect your personal information as best you can and have a backup plan for your survival. Now, I will say, first off, excellent point, my sister. And I will say this for two. Even though I try to do that, most of us do that, especially people who are, when you're a content creator, you have, I don't care if you a channel as little as ours or if you got 10 million, you still open yourself up in a way that some other people don't. You know what I've
yeah.
accepted? It's almost like I look at it as like a car. Now I grew up back in the day when carjackings and even kick those and all of that stuff was just rampant in Dallas, especially people stealing cars and stuff. I almost look at it in the moment that we living in. It's almost like having a car. You can get your auto theft device that you run through the what you call that thing? You run through the steering wheel. You can
Mm-hmm.
put boots on your car. You can put your car in a garage. It ain't nothing you can do to keep somebody who want to steal your car from stealing your car. I don't care what you do to it, right? Unless you get 24-hour security for it. And even then, it can still get got. It's
That's it.
almost like just being alive today because no matter how many measures we take, you can be more or less protected, but we all live in a constant state of vulnerability to
Mm-hmm.
just being out there. Unless y'all know something that I don't know, but I'm open to hear it.
No, no, you're 1,000% right, big bro. You're 1,000% right. That is the society in which we live, and we have to be on guard. Now, I will say this: this is a sneak peek of the $37 class. Because not only is Big Bro teaching the class, you're looking at guest speakers that he may have. So I'm just encouraging you to take advantage of this $37 deal because the price may go up. I mean, it went back up to 37. So I'm just telling you to get in on the ground floor so you can get this knowledge. Now, but I do have to get back. I do have to get back to work, but I've thoroughly enjoyed hanging out with everybody, and I just wanted to end on a good old joke. But big bro, excellent topic. Much love, much love. Good to see you, Ray.
Hey, I
Shout out.
subscribed to you. I just went and looked at your channel, man. Just subscribe to it.
I appreciate you, bro.
No
I
problem at all,
appreciate
man.
you, and
We
shout out to
appreciate you.
everybody in the chat. Yeah, but I'm gonna be in these bushes.
All right, fam. Thank you. And we, as always, man, we appreciate whenever you got time to slide through. And if any of the mods in the chat could please drop Jay the Motivator as well as Ray Official's link, so we can all connect and connect with them. Now, 755 says something else. My sister specializes in cybersecurity, and there's so much happening in the world that the average person doesn't have a clue. I believe that with all my heart.
Oh yeah.
Matter of fact, I know it to be true. But I'm also saying, Ray, y'all got something. What you and Armel and Jova, what y'all got popping over there now, man?
Oh man, shoot. You know, we're sitting over here talking about guns and stuff like that, you know, like always, but it's more geared toward the new shooters.
Right.
You know, but we're getting ready to take and, you know, kind of revamp because you know we've been getting some feedback on the channel and stuff like that, you know, and I'm just be straight up. I mean, we cuss too much, you know.
Yeah,
so,
y'all cuss.
so we getting ready, you know, to take and tone that down.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna tone that down. Well, you're gonna try to completely eliminate it, you know, but yeah, that's been one of the main feedback that we've been getting from, you know, a lot of people, especially my wife. My wife sat there and she watched. She said, you know, you're entertaining. Y'all just cuss too much.
Right.
So I talked to the fellas, you know, and we said the same thing. Hey, you know what? Well, got to talk to Armel. I talked to Jova, and I said we got to work on that. You know, we're serious about you know, trying to create something and get more people in. You got to realize, you know, not everybody wants to, you know, hear us cussing, you know, every other word, you know.
Right.
So yeah, that's something we're gonna, you know, make a consciously work on to change.
And what's the name of that channel so people can find it and check it out, man?
Trinity Arms and Gear Review. Trinity Arms and Gear.
I'm sure some of y'all been seeing that around. That's Trinity Arms and Gear. This is my brother Ray Official, along with Armel and with Jova Q to be more specific. And there's a lot of good information. You know, ain't nothing wrong with tightening up your shot group and kind of cleaning things up for the sake of the message, because y'all do have a lot of great conversations and put out a lot of good information. And anything that would I'm at a point, man, you know, I always listen to your wife. Your wife come tell you something, just kind of, you know what I'm saying? Hear out, because she might be leading you in the right direction. And after that, then, you know, they do what they supposed to do, get in there and make you want to stuff or make you a sandwich or something, you know.
Yep. Yeah. That's the
but
thing,
I ain't gonna get myself in trouble with you. I ain't gonna get in trouble with you today, Ray.
Sure, I ain't trying to get myself in trouble, man. You know, shoot. That's been a hard lesson to learn, boy. I've been getting in trouble for 30 years. You know, still getting in trouble every now and then. But you know, I think that's the excitement in it. You know, I sit there and start a little trouble, and then she sits there getting mad or whatever, you know, and then I got to come back, you know, with my head down or whatever, you know, asking for some sympathy and for her, you know, bringing that apology up to her or whatever, you know. I mean, that's just the way it's been. It's been kept us together for what, 33 years. I think it's 33. Yeah. You know.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You don't make it that long without a little, you know what I'm saying? You got to know when when to hold them and when to fold them.
Know
Know
when
when
to
to walk
fold them.
away. Know when to run. That's the only way it
Hmm.
go. But bro,
Yep.
I was like seriously, I was thinking about this when I was talking to Joe, to Jay the Motivator. And thank you for coming up, bro. If you still listening, and I think they getting your link dropped in the chat. I appreciate that. But with some of the things y'all talk about on your show, and just some of the conversations we may have over with Erica and Billy, and Gina versus Gina, like this cyber stuff is getting out of hand, man. And I really
Yeah.
don't want people to freak out. That's why we thank you, Sweet Pea. Pieces of April just dropped the link for the channel with these three brothers together. But man, I feel, and being somebody who do this, you kind of touched on it. Just one more time, elaborate the sensitivity of how delicate all this stuff really is in your opinion as a professional.
Yeah, it doesn't take much, man. Like I said, everything is fed by fiber, and all somebody has to do is, find a major fiber somewhere and cut it. They can cut it. It
Mm,
could be a group of people, just like you hear all this talk about these foreigners, who are coming through the border and stuff like that, of people, of actually, military age and stuff like that, they
mm-hmm.
come through and they just start to figure out, where these major fibers are, and they can shut down a whole entire city. Even our government is ran off, a major backbone fiber. And these people
Right.
come in and just figure out where this fiber is at, and they can cut off an entire city,
Right.
And once it's off, I mean, like I think that was I think that John has said,
Mm-hmm.
splicing that fiber. I
Yeah.
mean, it's first of all, those guys get paid a lot of money to splice that fiber because it's not easy work. I don't care what anybody says, not easy work splicing that fiber,
Yeah.
but it's time consuming and stuff like that. And you're not talking about, something that, once it's cut, they can bring it back up in, 20 minutes. Nah, it's not going to be 20 minutes. I mean, I've seen fiber down for, 10 hours,
Right.
because part of that trying to find out where it's down at is, well, where what the problem is trying to locate where it's actually down at. And the
Mm-hmm.
equipment, getting the guys out there with the equipment, but they have OTDR and all this other stuff to figure out exactly where this break is at. Then they go out there, find the break, and it's just a whole lot that goes into it, But like I said, once this stuff goes down, see John sit there, you see what he put up there. I mean, yeah, it's not an easy task, man. It's not an easy task.
Yeah,
It's a
man.
lot goes
Yeah.
into it. And like I said, this stuff is so delicate and there's so much stuff on it, dude. It's actually scary.
Right.
But I mean,
And
the good thing
you
is, I
know,
mean, think about the uptick, man, that we've seen or whatever, in the last few years with the preppers, the 2A,
mm-hmm.
the the farming community and all that stuff. Dude, it's just, to me, it's almost like, everybody's getting prepared because everybody in each group sees something different.
Yep,
They see things
exactly.
going on, it's just now, okay, well, shoot, we just got to figure out how to work together just in case, and
It
it's
just
not,
in case.
it's not if, it's when. It may not happen in my lifetime, but like Jay had said earlier, we've been a big boy for a long time and nobody's came over here. What's to make us think it would never happen?
Right, right. And you know what, man? And shout out to Vision Preparedness. He talk about this a lot. And he and I have had conversations on both our channels about comms, about communications. I cannot emphasize and or stress enough the importance of people starting to anticipate, or kind of, you could be a homemaker, you could be a business professional, what is suit and tie every day. I think people should really entertain the idea of having alternative forms of communication that can keep you in touch with your family. Because when you said
Mm-hmm.
10 hours, I was like, depending on what you need to do or get done, 10 hours is a long time. But think about 10 days. Think
Yeah.
about 10 weeks. Think about,
Yep.
and I've lived in places, man, when I've said it before, I'm gonna say it again. Sometimes when elections roll around, sometimes when there's a lot of division within the government, with whatever, man, if they don't shut the internet down completely, they'll throttle it down so much to the point where it's not worth having. Phone
Yeah.
service is unstable. Uh, if we see what we see now, I don't know what else it's going to take for people to consider at minimum, hey, maybe I should kind of anticipate this or get myself in a position for that. And like you said, I see communities that are doing that because we learn different things from one another, but we're still a minority in that sense because there's people out here with their thumb, and that's their business, but it's folk out here with their thumbs up their butt just as happy and could care less about anything we talking about, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you have those that pay attention and you have those that don't. And the people that don't look at us like we're crazy. Oh, that could never happen. Right. All right, well, keep on thinking that. You'll be looking for us whenever it does.
But you know what's getting them, right? You know what's getting them when they start hitting their Facebook. Man, some of the stuff I done seen this morning, boy, it's to open some eyes. It's to make people who otherwise could care less start to say, hold on a minute now. They can do whatever they want to do in the world, but you leave my Facebook alone.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't even get up on Facebook that much, man. I just look at everybody else's stuff. I'm just that lurker or whatever, But I'm sitting there. Yeah. I couldn't lurk this morning, man. I'm sitting there. I'm losing my mind, man. I sit here for like 10 minutes trying to figure out what was going on, changing passwords and stuff, and then getting this error message. I'm like, man, what is going on? I didn't call my wife up and call up my brother and call up some friends. I'm like, hey, your Facebook down? Some of them like, no. Yeah. Some of them, yeah. And I'm in the whole time. And I mean, I have 2 accounts and both of my accounts were down, so I'm like, okay, the odds of both accounts getting hacked is really slim, so it must be an outage. And that's when I took the time to go online and, seeing that it was an outage, so I'm like, all right, well, you know what? I just leave it alone or whatever, for a little bit. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, I was losing my mind because I couldn't lurk. I couldn't see what stupidness people were putting on the internet,
I know, right? And it still make you miss it. You still miss it because you want to know. Now, this is going to be my last question for you, and then I'm going to wind down the show. I see you, Miss Jones, said alternative for food, alternative for water, alternative for defense, alternative for communication. Absolutely, Miss Jones. Absolutely. Now, this is going to be my last question for you because, in a couple of days or maybe next week at the latest, there will be announcements. There'll probably be a few press conferences, maybe publicly or online or whatever. With your skill set, sir, what do you think, for one, caused this, and what do you think they're going to say caused this? Because this is a pretty big event because it impacts so many people. I'm with Facebook. I'm talking about with Facebook.
Man, more than likely, what they're going to say is Russian hackers, probably, or something like that. That's because got to think about it, man. It's on what they call this. What is it, Super Tuesday or something like? I forgot exactly what it's called. Because you got all these people voting all over the place and stuff like that, for the yeah. So I think it's probably going to be this whole thing that is going to be linked to Russia, like always, and we just have to be prepared, for anything or whatever. That's what I'm thinking, man. That's what I'm thinking. Now, who actually did it, or what happened? I don't know. It could have been, something with the system or whatever, or who knows what. But they got to link it to something.
Right. Got to link it to something. Yeah, it's always got to be a boogeyman, one way or the other.
Oh yeah.
One way or the other. But man, bro, I appreciate you coming up, family. I appreciate you and enjoy y'all conversations over there. It's always good to see you, catch up with you. Especially when I get to catch you outside of the 2A community. For y'all who don't know, Ray Official is an amazing brother. Both he and his wife, who we had the opportunity to have some conversations with one time on our channel. I'm about to pull that up, man, and do that as a throwback or something, because it really opened my eyes and April's eyes to, well, my wife kind of knew, but when it comes to health, maintaining, organ donation. Like, we just learned a lot in that conversation, bro. So I'm always grateful to you, and it's always good to see you out here in the YT streets, bro.
All right, man. Hey, I enjoy sitting here talking with y'all. Like I said, I'm sitting here supposed to be working, but hey, social media always takes and gets a grip on me and slide my chair over this way, man. But I'm about to slide right back to work.
All right, fam. It's a part of our lives, man. You ain't no different from me. I can't sit up here and finger wag and point no fingers at you when I'm just as into it as you two. We all are. We all are. Yeah. Yeah. Ain't nobody watching TV like that no more, man. This is how we communicate as well as find out entertainment. So, as always, man, I appreciate you, my brother.
All right, man. Same here. You take it easy. All
right, fam. You too. All right, y'all. Ray Official, ladies and gentlemen. Ray Official. John said DOS attack is always a good scapegoat. Absolutely. Absolutely, John. Y'all, I'm finna hit y'all with this real quick and make a few more announcements, and then we gonna get out of here. Y'all don't go nowhere yet now. Don't go nowhere yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the Crawfish Kickback. All roads lead to Brazos Bend State Park in Needville, Texas. This event will sell out, so get your tickets ASAP. Oh, and we almost forgot. There will be a domino and spades tournament. So on May 25th, 2024, get your game hands ready. Like that song says, let's have some fun. Also, there will be other dishes in the menu for those of you that don't eat crawfish to be announced soon. Let's make this Memorial Day weekend one to remember.
All right, y'all, that's June 24th through the 26th. The next Q&A is going down over on Big Rooster Show, Freestyle Fridays. That's this Friday. Unbiased LLC, Pieces of April, Big Rooster Show, Taurus Brain, along with yours truly, African Dream. And we're going to be, giving some details. And the last day of ticket purchase is going to be April 15th. That's at least in advance. After that, it's going to be at the door, and it's going to hit you for a little bit more. Please fill out the registration form. Please purchase your tickets, because we just got enough for everybody. If you decide the night before that I'm going to go over there, and then we ain't got enough crawfish for you, hashtag shame on you, because you could have let us know ahead of time. So let us know so we can prepare accordingly and have everything that we need. We'll also be making announcements about the vendors, those who are vendors who do want to come with their products and their merchandise. We need to have an effective estimate of how many plan on doing so we can plan accordingly and have your area and your space and everything you need, so on and so forth. But we're going to get more into that Friday night. Make sure you're over there at the Big Rooster Show. Pieces of April, Sweet Pea, anybody, JJ, anybody, Official Jamil, anybody, y'all drop Rooster link in the chat before we get out of here. Oh, she said, hold on, she said, I missed most of the live, had no connection, time to get ready for work. Be blessed and safe, much love and respect. Hey, no problem, family. No problem. I understand it. This is a lot of glitchiness. There's a lot of stuff going on. Y'all just take care of yourself. Take care of your family. For real. Pay attention to what's going on. I didn't say freak out. I didn't say pull your hair out. I didn't say go around screaming and, put on your tinfoil hat. But damn, start paying attention. Start paying. OG Trev, what's going on, brother? What's going on? But start paying attention to what's happening around you, because wherever you at, it's the Midwest one day, then it's the South the next day, then it's the West Coast the day after that, then it's out in the plains after that. Fires going on everywhere. Thank you, Official Jamil. Fires over here one day, half folk phones and internet ain't working the other day. Just because it ain't been your turn yet, don't mean your turn ain't coming. So what you gonna do when it is your turn? Hey, TLC in the garden, thank you, my sister. I didn't even know you was in here. Thank you. Y'all, everybody who looking, there is the Big Rooster Show link in the chat. I hope to see y'all on Freestyle Fridays, especially for those who are in anticipation of coming to the Crawfish Kickback. Now, I also want to say tomorrow, I think Hands in the Dirt and Nikki and Bougie, they taking the night off. So no Freestyle Fridays, but later today, you got Unbiased LLC coming on. You got Salon Diva V coming on. You got all the times I get, I don't always. Hey Nicole, I meant to speak to you earlier, babe. Precious Pieces out in here. What's going on, family? Vision Preparedness coming on at 6 Eastern Standard Time. Unbiased come on at 3:30 Central Standard Time. I think Salon Diva is 5 Central Standard Time. So, you know, you got your entertainment. And by the way, thank you, Miss T, along with J3GS Farm for the shout out this morning. We appreciate y'all, both myself and April, for shouting out and letting people know that old African Dreaming were coming on today. Same to Andale Homestead and all of the morning crew who come through doing their things on Tuesdays. Yeah, I just, man, I don't know what the folk need to see. I don't have all the answers and all the fixes, because what could work for me and would work for me down here in East Texas might not be the best thing you need to do in New York or in Nevada or in Los Angeles or something. But pay attention. Have a backup plan. Have an alternative plan. Ain't nothing wrong with being careful for nothing. As old folks taught me when I was a boy, sometimes you just need to be careful for nothing. Real talk. With that being said, family, I love y'all. Y'all take care. Take care of yourself, man, and take care of each other. And until the next time y'all see me and I see y'all, baby, you know what it is. I'm going to be over here being country in another country. Peace.